What's up, everybody? It's Big Maul here with another episode of Get It Together with Big Maul. Man, hope you guys been doing well. Hope you guys been staying prayed up, drinking your water, being healthy, trying to get closer to God. Don't try, just do it. And being decent human beings out there, man. You know, I just been trying to. I've been trying to get ready, man, for Thanksgiving. It's November now, so Thanksgiving is around the corner. One of my good friends from middle school is will be here for Thanksgiving. From New Jersey. You know, man, my main man Josh and his wife. So I can't wait to see them, man. It's been 3 years since I seen them, at his brother's wedding. So yeah, I can't wait, man, to spend some time with my boy and Thanksgiving and all that. But that's we a couple of weeks from now, So I'm getting too far ahead of myself. But I want to talk to you guys about something that's been on my spirit. It's been on my heart. I made a video. I don't know if it was even this year or last year, but I know I made a video talking about how hard it is to move on from a friendship, a long-term friendship that for whatever reason has turned sour and you went your separate ways, whether it was life that pulled you apart or something happened drastically and so yeah, and it's hard trying to move on from that when there is obviously an absence of a person. And we try to act tough, we try to act hard, we try to act like we're not affected by a friendship or a relationship that has been tarnished. That there is something happened there because you get used to a person being around and talking to them and hanging out with them and having that person in your life for whatever, and then for whatever reason it's no longer, it's non-existent. It's history. And we try to act big and bold, and we try to say like, well, I don't need that person, I don't need him, I don't need her, I'm better off without him. But there was a time where you didn't feel that way. There was a time where you cherished every single thing that you had with that person. And again, this is not just relationships, it's friendships. And I talked about just a simple fact that it's we don't talk about how hard it is to move on. You know, it's yes, it's definitely hard to cut ties, but what about the aftermath? Just going forward. So, today I want to talk about God. I want to talk about how lonely that road gets as far as people in the human realm, people here. It gets a little difficult whenever you choose the path of higher calling. It gets difficult when you decide to put that blunt down, or you decide to put that liquor down, you decide to stop going out to the clubs, you decide to pull your pants up and leave the block. And the people that were around you celebrating that type of lifestyle, they don't necessarily always follow suit. And we decide to get on this journey of finding not only ourselves, but getting closer to God and connecting with God so that we can feel all of His grace and abundance and blessings and reach our full potential when we find out what our purpose is. That can be a lonely road, and it can get scary too, because you would think that with you saying you want to change your lifestyle around and you don't want to do the same things that you have been doing because you feel like you're not getting anywhere doing those things, you would think that the people around you would follow suit, but that's not always the case. A lot of people get stuck in their ways. They get stuck in their old habits. And if you try to remove those habits out of their lives, if you try to remove someone out of an environment, you know, mentally, emotionally, they are still there, even though you remove them physically. And sometimes people have trouble trying to cut ties with that old lifestyle. And, there were people that I didn't necessarily have to leave behind because, I mean, I've never been a street person. I've never hung out on the block, you know. I've never been a heavy drinker or weed smoker, but or even a club guy. But at the same time, there were certain things that I had to stop doing, and in a lot of certain places I had to stop being, and even music that I had to stop listening to because I felt like, you know, I needed to make a change in my life, and I wanted to feel God's love. I wanted to feel God's energy, and I wanted to be blessed abundantly. I wanted to know for certain what being covered felt like, being protected felt like. And I wanted God's presence more than I ever did, and I still do, because I'm still not where I want to be. And I don't know if I'll ever be where I want to be because I will never be perfect. I don't desire to be perfect, but I do desire to get on a path where I feel like I am untouchable as far as um the devil trying to touch me, so to speak. And yeah, that road is lonely, man. Eventually you'll find people that can accompany you on that road, if it's family or even new friends or friends that people that you grew up with that you weren't necessarily close to, but they that you knew them, you went to school with them, whatever the case is, and you connect with them on a different level. And for me, it just feels like I'm at a time period in my life where I don't want to hang around the same people anymore. And it was hard cutting people off because, like I said earlier, you get used to being around those people and doing things with those people. But if you feel like they aren't moving in a positive direction and what they're doing is harming themselves, and they're not being good people, just genuinely good people, then yeah, you got to cut them off. And especially if they aren't following God, if you can't you can't sit and pray with them, or you can't talk about God with them. It's different if they're lost. It's different if they're asking for help and you lend your hand and you try to help and you get there gradually with that person. But if you're trying to pull someone into the light and they choose to remain in darkness, then there's nothing that I can do except pray for you. I can pray for you and ask God to move you and show you the light, and that you come to it. Whenever that may be. But I can't spend my time trying to pull someone out of darkness that doesn't want to get out of the darkness. As tough as that sounds, but that's the truth. I definitely know for a fact that the reason that I stopped doing comedy sketch videos and cursing in all of my videos and doing all these different things is because that I wanted to be funny, but that wasn't, really fulfilling me. What fulfills me now is the content I do now, whether I'm talking about God or if I'm just talking about positivity, if I'm just talking about experiences that people can relate to, or if I'm talking about a topic that needs to be talked about and the conversation needs to be started, even if it's a tough conversation, even if it's something tough to talk about, it needs to have light shed upon. I feel a lot more at home doing what I do now. But I will tell you this one thing. A lot of people that I've hung around and consider my friends, when I was doing comedy videos, they were supporting the heck out of me. They were sharing videos, they were laughing, they were commenting, they were doing all of these things. And the minute I decided to start a podcast, the minute I decided to change my video content into more spiritual, into more positivity, into more heartfelt content, a lot of those shares stopped. A lot of those comments stopped from the people that I know. I started getting a lot more love from people I don't know. Now I still got love from people when I was doing comedy videos too, but I am received a lot more now doing what I do now, and it feels just a lot more natural to me. And I get now, I hear, I get messages now all the time about how I'm, positive, of course, and things like that. But, I get messages like, man, I really needed to hear this. This is my confirmation right here. This message is all the confirmation I needed. I always felt this way, but didn't know how to put it into words. Thank you so much. Like messages like that. Keep going. I love you. I love your message. I love your aura. Like, man, and it feels so good, and not in an egotistical way at all. It's just makes me feel like I'm doing the right thing. I'm walking in my purpose as far as where my content should be and what I should be saying and putting out into the world. It feels a lot good, a lot better. excuse my grammar. It feels a lot better, man. I feel like I can still make people laugh and whatnot, but I want to talk to people. I want to connect with people. I want people to feel heard, and I want people to feel understood. I want people to know that it's okay to feel or not feel, or to be confused about anything, and to not feel weak. And if you do feel weak, it's okay, and you can come up out of that, and you can find God. And it doesn't matter your age, it doesn't matter your race, it doesn't matter your sexual preference, it doesn't matter, you know, where you come from, your background, who your family is, the things that you've done in the past. Like all of those things, they don't even matter. They don't even matter. If you want to get on that journey and talk to God, all you have to do is take that first step. That's all you have to do. And, just doing what I do now feels amazing. But, like I said, when I first started, man, yeah, I felt so alone because, that very first video that I made, where I changed everything, that first podcast episode where everything was just different. Yeah, I was scared. And for a couple of, like a month or two, I was like, man, where's the love? Where's that same love? And it felt awkward. It felt weird, and it kind of hurt. It kind of hurt, you know. At this point, I hadn't came to the realization of, hey, man, this is where you need to be. I hadn't came into that realization yet. I was still in the realization of, oh, maybe I should go back to doing what I was doing. Maybe I should go back to, doing all this craziness. And I just wasn't sure of myself. That transition I wasn't sure of. But you know in doing so, I've met family from all over the world, and then also and not blood family, but I should say I've made some family members from all across the world. And on top of that, it's just I know exactly that I'm in the right, or I'm on the right path now. I know that for a fact. And I won't stop. I refuse to stop doing what I'm doing. And I don't care who falls off. Those people are supposed to fall off because they're going to only hold me back. And I don't want anybody holding me back. And I won't allow anyone to hold me back. I won't allow anyone to make me feel like what I'm doing isn't right, or it's lame, or it's not me, or whatever negativity they try to throw my way, even if it's in little jabs and it comes in forms of a joke. None of it will be tolerated. None of it. None of it, because I want to continue to lead people to the light. I want to continue to be positive, and I want to continue to let people know that we're all the same. We think we're all so different, but we're also all the same, and it's okay to be imperfect. It's okay to not know. It's okay to not know yourself. It's okay. It's okay to go through things. It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you less of a person. And I just want people to feel better about themselves and their circumstances, and know that it's going to get better, no matter where you are right now in life currently. I don't care what type of rocks is being thrown at you currently. You can make it out, and you will make it out. It's all about how you feel and what you say, what you do, um, what you practice, who you talk to, and just waking up every day, putting one foot in front of the other. And, everything's going to be okay. And yeah, there will be times where you do feel alone. There will be times. But, in that alone time is when God is going to be like, you are alone finally. I can talk to you. It's quiet. I can talk to you. There's no noise now. And I did that for a reason, so that I can sit you down and talk to you. This is what I need from you. Look in the mirror. Do you see who you are? Do you see your potential? Let me show you. And then boom, 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 man. And all these other doors started opening up for me. And I look at life differently now. I try to move a lot slower now. I try to complain less. I try to just think more positively, and knowing that there's people out there that, are motivating me to continue to keep going and pushing me and inspiring me to continue to keep going, because now I feel like not necessarily people depend on me, but I do have people that are eager to hear more from me, and, eager to feel me and want to be felt and heard, and they want to be heard from. And, it's just it's an incredible feeling that I feel like I would never get from doing funny videos. And, kudos to the ones that are doing that and going crazy. All the comedians, stand-up comedians, people that can improvise and do things on the spot. And, you know, kudos to them, man. Round of applause to them. Do your thing. But, I'm where I am, and I can be more prouder, more happier. And if you're trying to make that change, and I'm not talking about video content, I'm not talking about any of that, but just period, to make a change of wanting to follow God and get closer to God, want to start going to church, or you want to start reading the Bible, or you want to start praying, if you want to start connecting to God, it doesn't matter who doesn't want you to, it doesn't matter who you try to pull along and they don't want to come, and you're going to feel alone. Hey man, it's all right. You walk down that road, God gonna show up on that road, and He gonna talk with you, and you're gonna learn everything you need to learn. Just keep your eyes open, keep your heart open, keep your spirit open and ready and receptive, and you continue to walk that path towards the light, and you'll feel lighter. You'll feel a lot more whole, and falling out with people and not talking to people and all of those different things that used to bug you, they'll start bugging you a lot less. You'll stop caring a lot less, and it won't make you feel anyway. You'll feel a lot more content with situations like that, because you know that there's somebody working behind the scenes that has your best interests at heart. And those people, those situations that you've been removed from, it's all a part of the plan. And bigger and better is coming. And you just feel good, and you feel secure in that, and you don't question that. And it's just all good. That's how you feel. Like, it's all good. So do that. Work on yourself. Talk to God. And remember, even if you do feel alone, which you will feel alone, you won't be alone. You won't be alone. I love you guys so much, man. And I always in my messages like that, but yeah, it's true. I love y'all so much. And I always want to give thanks to people supporting me far, wide, near, whatever you support me on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or X, whatever, Snapchat, Spotify, whatever, however you're supporting me. I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. And y'all my family for real, man. For real, for real. Have a great week. Don't let this week be mundane, as Amarion says. And I'm gonna see y'all next week. Peace.